right. Yeah, definitely speechless this time. Been incredible week in so many ways, and like I've said over the course of the last couple of days, the only thing that I think continued to cross my mind is how can we continue to make sure that we're at our best this Saturday for Purdue, to give ourselves a chance to come away with a victory and secure an opportunity for this incredible group of young men to extend their season. And I think it's an absolute reflection of just this team's maturity, this team's ability to really compartmentalize one day at a time, taking it very seriously that we just need to find a way to continue to improve each and every day. A credit to Purdue. They battled. They did some really good things offensively. Put up quite a bit of yards, moved the ball very effectively, but yards don't result in wins. Points do. Really give our guys a lot of credit for continuing to battle, continue to find ways to limit their scoring opportunities, and give our offense a ton of credit for. You could see positive things happen throughout the course of the game. It just wasn't leading to drives and points, and those things started to add up in the fourth quarter. And that's what good teams do. That's winning football on full display. And I can't tell you how overwhelmed with joy I am to know that this team has an opportunity to extend its season, get an extra game, and like I told the team in the locker room, all that being said, we accomplished something special today, but the task is not done. We still have a lot of work in front of us, and excited to enjoy this one, get back to work as a staff tomorrow, get back in the facility on Monday, and begin preparation for a rivalry game, a big rivalry game, an in-state rivalry, and get ourselves prepared for Illinois.
Coach, secure bowl voting have so many seniors and veterans leading the way today. Cam Porter, Xander Mueller, to name a few. What does that mean to you?
I think it's a reflection of what development really looks like. Guys that have stayed the course. You look at Cam, the injuries that he's overcome, Xander's development. I came in spring ball and saw a young man that was a good Big Ten football player. And the work that Coach McGargle and Xander have done to continue to push, you're starting to see a young man that's becoming closer and closer to reaching his full potential as a college football player. It's just guys that have really bought into finding a way to improve and get better. And those guys are team-first dudes. It's they embody that entire senior class and the upperclassmen on this team.
Coach, this is your first game as a permanent head coach. Did it feel different without the interim tag, and what does it mean to you to have earned one more opportunity with this group?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it felt different. To be honest with you, Matt, I don't know if this will all completely sink in until we get into the off season. We're just so much in the moment with this team, but to have an opportunity to extend this season with this group, all you have to do is look at our guys' faces as they're walking off the field or in the locker room. This group knows that they've done, have found a way to do something really special, to put on full display what they're really all about. And you also have a group in there that understands how critical it is that we continue to stay focused and know that we still got a lot of football ahead of us, which is really, really exciting.
Coach, after the game, students stormed the field, and in your post-game interview, you could hear them chanting your name behind you. What does it mean for you, not only that this team has bought in, but this entire university has bought into you, your family, and your messaging?
It's so cool. We've talked about it before in words, right? We've talked about the student-athlete experience. We've talked about the student experience. Northwestern, an opportunity to get a world-class degree in Big Ten athletics. We've talked about those things. But, that was, that's it embodied. It's right in your face. It's awesome. And that's what college athletics is all about, bringing a community together and to have the support of our students. What a neat moment.
And just to follow up on that, with this probably being the last game at Ryan Field in this current iteration, would you have liked to see students like the post?
I'm going to refrain from commenting on that one.
Coach, when you took over this job in July, did you ever envision that the team could have accomplished making a bowl game or getting to that 6-win threshold as it did today?
Absolutely. At Big Ten Media Day, we talked about our goals and the aspirations that we have, and I don't blame anyone, but I'd be lying to you if I told you there wasn't some eye rolls and some like, all right, and we're not looking for the outside approval. We're looking to pour into one another and stay true to what this program's all about, what this university is all about, and again, if I'm okay with people being doubtful of what this team could accomplish, but pretty special to see this group put on display their toughness, their grit, their togetherness. It's a reflection of the young men.
Second round. It had to feel good at halftime that your defense played as well as it did while you guys were trying to find your rhythm offensively.
Yeah, it's that's team football. There's so many instances over the course of this season that our guys are just finding ways to stay in games and finding ways to win football games. You look at the Minnesota game, we're really struggling defensively. The offense catches fire, and also defensively we start to get hot. Well, today, we kind of held off defensively. Also, the offense catches fire. That's winning football. That's team football, and it's. We got to continue to lean into that. That's how this program's won in the past. It's how it'll continue to find ways to battle and win moving forward.
Coach, with making bowl eligibility, how do you keep the team focused on next week, especially with the Land of League trophy on the line?
Yeah. I don't want to take anything for granted, but I hope it's easy. With the Land of Lincoln Trophy on the line, a rivalry game, going back out on the road. I think there's plenty of opportunities for us to stay laser focused on just our next opportunity. And when I mentioned something about that in our locker room after the game, there was an energetic group that I think fully understands that we still got one opportunity in front of us in the regular season, and it's a big one.
Talk a little about the offensive line's kind of like growth as the game went along. Had to take 5 sacks Ben took in the first half, but none in the second half. And also the running game got better as the game went along. So kind of talk about the offensive line's growth.
Yeah, I think those two things really complement one another. When all of a sudden you get that run game going and it starts to keep the defense off balance. Again, a credit to Purdue. The style of defense they play, they're going to create one-on-ones up front. There's not a whole lot of diversity in their coverage. It's going to be man or forms of Tampa 2, and they're gonna pin them back up front and try and take advantage of one-on-ones. And I thought our offensive line as the game went along did a good job of just kind of anchoring in and finding time for Ben. Ben was doing a good job of getting the ball out on time, and you can see a couple adjustments. That long touchdown by Cam Johnson, I mean, that is just incredible recognition by a veteran quarterback, and then just an incredible job by Cam with yards after the catch. But credit to our offensive line as the game went along, really hunkered in and found a way to play some really good football in the fourth quarter.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the defense earlier, the 4 takeaways today, and the previous 2 games just allowing a combined 20 points. Do you feel like you put the rest of the league on notice with your defensive performances recently?
You know what? I think we've embodied what great defense looks like. And to us here at Northwestern, that's it's not the play call. It's not some crazy ideas and game planning. It's just guys playing with great leverage, great fundamentals, tackling well, and finding ways to disrupt the football. And those takeaways are absolutely critical. And those fourth down stops, I mean, in a lot of ways, those are as good as a takeaway. But what I'll say is it's really easy as a coach sometimes to get caught up in the scheme. And sometimes, I think what this group has really revealed is when you get a group of guys that are playing really fast, really physical with great fundamentals, they can make pretty basic elementary calls come to life. And, that's good defense. That's good ball.
Third row.
Coach, in the difference between rushing attacks with the first and second half, it seemed like Cam really had things open up for him. Now, is that something that you just kind of keep the same strategy and pound away at Purdue, or is there some in-game adjustments that you're making specifically for Cam?
There's some adjustments. I mean, coaches are going back at halftime, talking through some of the looks that we're getting. And the other component of it is just, staying the course, trusting the run game, and understanding that, in modern offense, sometimes it's like you want explosive plays now. Well, let's lean into efficiency and understand that efficiency leads to explosiveness when you trust it. You start to lean on people, you start to wear them out. A couple missed tackles here and there, and all of a sudden things become explosive. So, a credit to our offense for trusting that, sticking with their own game, and led to some great things there in the second half.
Coach, how do you think the energy of senior day carried over into your team's performance, and how was a game like that a nice way to send off the seniors in their last game in Ryan Field?
It's what it's all about, sending them off the right way. For us to, have our last game here in the old Ryan Field, go down like this with securing bowl eligibility is really special. But, it's hard on senior day. Emotions are an indication that guys really care, but you also got to manage those emotions a little bit, and stay present. I give our guys a lot of credit for, getting back in, to the locker room and, resetting and getting ready to go play. And, for them to come out with a win on senior day is what this group certainly deserved.
Not only celebrating with the fans after the game, but your family as well. Obviously, this maybe wasn't the spot you expected to be when you moved your family here. Having them on the field and, your kids and being a role model for them, showing them what it's like to go through adverse situations, how important is that to you to be able to celebrate, especially after games like this with them?
It's all that matters. I mean, it's those people back home, and it's our student athletes. All the other stuff is just stuff on the periphery. And the reason our family, just being very candid with you, the success we had at North Dakota State brought a lot of opportunities for our family along the way. Chris and I made decisions as a family multiple times to decline those opportunities, regardless of financial benefit or level of play, because we were working for an incredible man in Matt Entz and an incredible community with players that we absolutely loved. And we knew it was going to take a really unique opportunity to pull us away. And the opportunity here that existed was a university that stands for the values that Kristen and I hold, an athletic department that believes in the development of the entire person, not just the athlete, and coming into a working environment under Fitz that he valued, and ensured that his coaches had opportunities to be great husbands and great dads, and that doesn't exist everywhere in college football. I've been fortunate to win national championships. You can go win 20 national championships, but if you fall short as a husband or as a father, none of it matters. So I appreciate you pointing that out, but those four mean everything to me. And at the end of the day, it's about them and it's about the young men in that locker room.
We have time for just 2 or 3 more, so we'll do Matt and then Bradley.
Coach, you kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. You had Rod, Bryce, and Xander all in double-digit tackles. How does having guys like that you can trust in space affect your play calling during the game?
It's incredible. I mean, it allows you to be diverse in your play calling, while also at times just continuing to throw out base comfort calls and knowing that you don't got to trick anyone. You're just trusting your guys to go play fast, play with great leverage. I'll tell you what, we've collected information on what the NFL scouts are saying, and want to make sure we continue to pass that along to our guys. We finish up this season, but I mean those are 3 names that anyone would be crazy not to want those guys, on their team. They're darn good football players and embody what it looks like to play the game the right way.
Coach, evaluating Ben Bryant today, it felt like his processing maybe was a little off in the first half. What did you see from him as the game went along and kind of dealing with that pressure that Purdue set?
Yeah, I think he just started to get comfortable and started to make, quick decisions. And you got to credit the people around him, too. It's been mentioned, the O-line really started to pick up their level of play as well. And again, you got to credit Purdue. Right, Ryan's a heck of a ball coach. They got a great coaching staff, and they find ways to put a ton of pressure on you defensively, just in terms of their style of play, their alignments, how they attack. So credit to Ben for really improving as the game went along, but also a ton of credit to Purdue in the first half in terms of the way that they're coached and the way they play.
Coach, besides this game, Ryan Braun ended up scrambling a lot, using a lot of quarterback designs runs. Was there a talk at halftime about making adjustments to maybe add a quarterback spy to make sure that Braun wasn't able to scamper around and use his legs to his advantage?
Yeah, how they were doing things formationally, was smart. Again, good coaching, credit to them. But there was certainly some adjustments not only at halftime but throughout the course of the second half of just trying to find ways to and without getting into too many finer details of just finding ways to make sure that run game, and that scramble couldn't hit downhill, force that thing to bounce and try and get on the perimeter. At times we were effective in doing that. Other times we weren't. Credit to him. They obviously, missing out on their starting quarterback, a very talented quarterback. Those dudes came in, they battled, and they performed well on offense.
Just to follow up with that, with Purdue schematics, did you feel that they were trying to pull those middle linebackers maybe out of the box to open up those downhill lanes for Braun and maybe some of the Maccabee and the other running backs in the backfield as well?
Absolutely. They're well coached. They understand how to do some things. I mean, it's a chess match at times, but we had a couple misfits, couple missed assignments that really hurt us. But also a credit to them. They had a good plan.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
High standard, so obviously there's things I'm frustrated about, but you can't, even though if there's things that I want back, like I can't turn a win into a loss. Like I'm so happy we won today. I mean, all the things we've been through as a team and just how far we've come, it's something to be really proud of.
For either one of you guys, going back to July when all the changes happened, could you even picture a moment like this where you're winning, you're going bowling, and fans are storming and chanting your guys' names and you're all celebrating like this?
I think I'll speak for myself. I think I definitely could have at the time. I think just the way that the guys came together, the way that Coach Braun walked into that first meeting and sort of told us that we were going to go shock the world. I think from that point on, I had nothing but belief that we were going to be able to do this and make a bowl and make this a season that we wanted.
For both of you, being 6 years, what does it mean to get one last game in the bowl game to close out your collegiate careers?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good feeling. Cam probably feels the same way, but college goes by so quick. And I try to tell the younger guys that all the time, and it's crazy. Like yesterday, I felt like I was a freshman just coming in as an early enrollee, and now it's like about to be over. So I'm super happy that we have that opportunity.
Yeah, I would just say I agree with Ben. I think that one thing I was thinking about coming off the bye is that I only had 6 more guaranteed chances, and sort of how fast this time has sort of flown by. I've never made it to a bowl game that I got to play, and I was hurt my freshman year when we went to one. So for me, it's something that's super special, and it gives me another month with these guys, which is some time that I would never trade back. So.
Ken, you had a drop in the first quarter. How good did that touchdown feel? Just bounce back.
It definitely felt really good. I mean, it's something, as a receiver, you're going to have drops at times you got to sort of put in the past, but it was definitely lingering throughout the game, just wanting to be able to make a play, make up for it. And so when I saw the look and knew I was going to get the ball, I was just thinking there's no way I'm going to get taken down here. I'm going to go make the play.
Speaking of that touchdown, is that something you guys work on when you see the corner blitz, that you're going to get off your route and that bench just going to deliver you the ball?
Yeah, I mean, that was something we talked about all week. And I credited the QBs a lot on that because they were all yelling from the sideline. Like, they saw the look. I saw it on the field. He was yelling it too. I was telling him all week, like, scream it, scream it, scream it, just so I know. Because I got a million things I'm looking at too. So everyone, that was a culmination of everyone's effort on that touchdown.
For either one of you, how good, or what did you draw from the defense at halftime where you guys seem to be trying to get some traction there and they kept making stops?
Yeah, I mean, our defense has been playing phenomenal. When your defense is playing like that, I mean, the offense is getting down to the red zone, they're making stops. I mean, that just gives us so much confidence just to go out there and play loose because we know they're going to do their job and do it well.
Both of you guys are 6 years. This was your first year at Northwestern. What did senior day mean to you guys today?
It was definitely special. I mean, for me, even though it's my first year at Northwestern, this has been one of my favorite places I've been. It's been a great time. I've enjoyed just the guys on the team. And so, and also knowing it was maybe Ryan Field's last game, I knew that it was something special, and it was definitely special for myself as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a poetic ending for me on senior day just because I live like 45 minutes from here. I grew up watching Northwestern. I had a guy, Matthew Harris, that played here from my high school who I always looked up to. And I got a bunch of family here, friends, coaches, teachers, everything like that. Like it was really fun to have senior day here.
Now in the 11th game of the season, you guys finally won 2 games in a row. Hadn't happened here in 3 years. What does that mean for you guys, even though you weren't here when that kind of streak occurred? And what did you feel like it took to get over that hump in today's game?
Yeah, I think just being able to handle success, because I think we saw a lot of times that we'd lose and then we'd come back and have a really good week of practice because we were motivated. We were mad that we lost, but I think we did a really good job this week of having that same mentality even though we had won the game, and that showed up today.
Ben, for you, first half, kind of shaky with the offensive line. You got dropped 5 times. What was the adjustment the second half that let you be able to stand up tall in the pocket in that second half and deliver the ball?
I don't think there was much adjustments. We said we were going to call some different things, throw it up to this guy. He's going to make the plays, but the O-line I think did a lot better, and I'm very happy to be playing with those guys.
Ben, a couple different points in the game looked like you were limping or shaking something off. How do you feel? Are there any concerns about a re-injury for you going forward? Do you feel good for Illinois?
Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel great. I'm ready to go for Illinois. Super excited to get back out there this week and get better and play our best game against Illinois.
And still staying on the topic of Illinois, before the bowl game, you all have Illinois. How, as veterans, what is your kind of just conversations to the team to stay focused on next game before getting excited for the bowl?
I mean, we don't really have to have a lot of those conversations. It's rivalry week, so everybody's going to be motivated. We're going to be motivated to go out there and get the win. And so I don't think that there's going to be a lot that we have to do. I think that it's just going to be us really getting back to work and getting ready to go out there and kick Illinois' butt.
You talked to Cam a little bit about Coach and shocking the world, that speech at the beginning. What does it mean to you guys, regardless of if you're not going to be here, but for him to be the permanent coach going forward of this program?
It means a lot to me. I mean, I've had, I think, 5 or 6 head coaches throughout my time in college, and he's one of the best, one if not the best that I've had in my time. Just the poise he brings, the confidence, and just the never flinch mentality that he brings to the team is something special. And you can tell that he loves us, and in return we're going to play hard for him and love him back. So it was definitely special knowing that he's going to be here for the time being, and that we'll be able to come back and cheer him on.
You guys have played in or been part of a number of rivalry games, I think 4 schools for the two of you combined. What makes this game against Illinois so unique, especially for you, Ben, as an Illinois native?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely really exciting for me. Illinois never really recruited me out of high school, so I'm excited to get out there and show them what they missed out on a little bit. But yeah, no, I mean it's cool. I mean I'm sure a lot of people will be there that I know. I know a lot of people that went to Illinois, and it'll be a really fun game to go out there and play our best ball.
Cam, this is now your 3rd consecutive game with a touchdown. What do you think is going into this stretch for you where you've been able to contribute so much to your team's success?
I think just work, just constant work, coming to practice every day, working with the quarterbacks, doing extra if I need to, just finding ways to continuously get better throughout the year. I think that it's always big not to peak early in the season, in the middle of the season, to continue to sort of go up the hill, team-wise and player-wise, and I think that that's really just allowed me to sort of have a good end to the year so far, and hopefully we keep it going.
For both of you, to see the students come out on the field to celebrate with you guys today behind Coach Braun chanting his name, to be singing the fight song with them as Ryan Field draws to a close probably for a long time, what did it mean to just have the support of Northwestern behind you after everything over the past season?
Yeah, it's meant so much. I mean, obviously you want the support of the students, and it was really cool to see them out there supporting us all game, and they've done a really good job this whole season of being there for us, and it was just a really cool way to finish it off.
Ben, this was your first interception in, I want to say, 3 games. How important has been keeping the ball safe been for you, and what were you seeing on that throw?
Oh yeah, I mean that was just really dumb by me. I didn't look off the safety. He read it well. He made a good play, but yeah, I mean taking care of the ball is super important. We've done a really good job on offense of that, whether it's me or Sully. And the ball carriers have done a good job too, and we got to continue to be good at that and get better.
To counter that, though, the defense really stood up past 2 games. It's been quite impressive. So how does having a defensive performance like that and having the pick to end the game, how does that help your offense and help you guys feel a little more comfortable to know that you have hold units back?
I would say just it gives us a ton of confidence, just knowing that sort of, I wouldn't say no matter what happens, but it feels like it at times. No matter what happens, that the defense is going to go out there and stand strong. I think that it allows us to play a little bit more free and just, even when we might have a bad series, know that we're going to get the ball back quickly. And so we got to turn it around, and I think that we've done a good job of that.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, I've got 2 more.
Cam, this is your most yards and touchdowns of the season. How does that feel for you, and what were you seeing out there today?
It felt really good, you know what I mean? Offensive line were blocking their butts off. We knew they played a lot of man coverage, so if a crease was there and I was able to hit it, I knew I would be able to have an opportunity to score. So kudos to the O-line. They blocked their butts off, and we were able to, run the ball pretty well today.
You guys spent a lot today, but you didn't break. What does it say about this defense that when it's time to knuckle up, you guys are able to stop them and force field goals or even get the ball back to your offense?
Yeah, that's a huge emphasis for us by no break. I mean, we know that if we don't let them get in the end zone, they can't win. So it's been a huge emphasis on us playing good defense and sound defense in the tight zone and the red zone. It's been huge for us.
Xander, you got to walk us through the last play, like just the emotions,
Yeah.
what you saw.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was one of the main coaching points from Coach McGartle this week. That formation, that pass concept. So it felt good to get that one. He's an awesome coach and preps the linebackers every week. And then one of our GAs, Duke DeRay, gets out to practice early every morning and gets us right with the ball. So we do a couple of drills to catch the ball. And I dropped one against Iowa, so it felt good to get that one.
For either of you, with all the emotions of senior day, what did it mean to get the win and send off Ryan Field for the last time in a while with that winning result?
Yeah, I can touch on that. It's hard to really explain, how it feels. Currently still taking everything in. I think it'll probably set in tomorrow, but, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? This is an awesome place. Me and Zane came in. It felt like yesterday we came in, you know what I mean, during COVID, with everything going crazy. And through that adversity, man, we've stayed strong and we stayed together. So it was a blessing to come away with the win and go out the right way.
Xander, just talk a little bit about having to defend the dual threat of Braun. Maybe not necessarily you were expecting coming in, but obviously Card being ruled out, but Braun basically more of a runner than a passer it seemed in the game. So it's kind of talking about the defensive philosophy and defending him, a lot of keep it your own.
Yeah, we knew Card was a good runner too, but a little bit less quarterback run game and threats there. So that was definitely a different challenge. But we played against running quarterbacks before, Nebraska definitely. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it's always hard to defend that run. But our D-line and our coaches did a great job of making adjustments and helping us get that win.
Excuse me, for either one of you guys, you go back to July and all the controversy surrounding the program and don't know who's going to be here, you don't know much about Coach Braun. Your darkest moments, could you picture a moment like this just a couple months later where you're going bowling and they're rushing the field?
Yeah, Coach McGartle came and talked to us in the D-line after everything happened, and one of the big focuses was setting the seniors off the right way, and I think we're doing that.
I think as a group and as a team, you know what I mean, we made a choice, you know what I mean. We could have very easily went one way where, you know what I mean, we all shut down and we say the season is over, or we could, do what we're doing now, you know what I mean, coming together, understanding, you know what I mean, that every week, is another opportunity, you know what I mean, to stay together, another opportunity to make our alumni proud, each other proud, and our coaches proud. So, I think we've stayed solid and we made the right choice.
Yes, Andrew, can you just talk about, like, in the second quarter, those 2 big goal line stops? Like, how's it help the offense going, and how's the defense able to continue to persevere through?
Yeah, we knew we'd done that before. We've made big stops on the goal line before, so nothing changed. Even if they have a big play to get down there, we know if they don't get in the end zone, we're not gonna let them in there. So that's always the goal. And then playing complementary football. Coach Braun always talks about that. And when these guys get it going for us, it brings confidence, allows you to play free, and just know you have your brothers back.
Yeah, talk about how that clock hit 0, students stormed the field. Really the second time they stormed this season. So having such a highly improved season in terms of win count, and then also to have the student backing clearly. Can you talk about that a little bit, the emotions of it all? And
I thought they were going to take the goalpost down, so that was interesting. But yeah, it's good to be in the higher win column, have the fan support, but primarily doing this for our brothers, and we know that's who was with us thick and thin. So.
going off that goal line stop for the defense specifically, was there any shock to you that they kept going for it, in those 2 consecutive drives where they kept going for it on fourth?
I mean, I think it was 6-0 at that point, so I thought they might have taken the field goal, but yeah, we're definitely ready for it. So yeah.
Couple more.
Guys, for either of you, the last 2 years haven't really been close to bowl eligibility. What would you say, aside from the coach, what are some of the biggest differences between this season and the past few seasons?
I think as a leadership group, it's been, a very big point on, making sure that we're doing the little things right, attacking each day with the mindset to get better, because practice habits turn into game habits. So I think leadership has been at its all-time high, Your leaders are leading, and that makes all the difference in the world.
For both you guys, this was Coach Braun's first game as the permanent head coach. Did that feel like a weight off the shoulders of the team? Was there any difference that you felt game to game knowing that he was going to be there long term for you guys?
I mean, not a huge difference. We bought in to playing for him the rest of the season beforehand. Like, he was our head coach, and we knew he was going to be there for us, and he cared about us. That's a big thing. And we knew we were playing for a guy that was going to support us and want us to win, and want to do everything he could to help us get wins.
For both of you guys, looking forward, of course, bowl eligibility has already been secured. How you guys remain focused going into the Land of Lincoln game next weekend?
I think first and foremost, understanding, the history of the game, how important it is, for this university. And at the end of the day, we didn't come out on top last year. It left a bitter taste in my mouth, and I know Xander's mouth. So I think that's the main focus. Coming out on top.
Cam, for you, the offensive line's work in the first half versus the second half, did you see a difference, or what did you see from them that allowed your game to open up for the other rushers?
It's a long game, and defense, they make adjustments, and we make adjustments as well. So I think early, once we were, hitting some big runs, they made some adjustments, and once we saw those adjustments, we adjusted as well, which allowed me, to open up and hit some big runs. So I think the offensive line and Coach Anderson and Coach Foster did a great job of scheming up and figuring out where their weaknesses was, and we were able to capitalize on it.
You guys are part of this 2020 team that went to the Citrus Bowl, had that month of kind of development as younger players. What do you think it's going to mean for this group of younger guys to get that 4 weeks of bowl preparation?
Yeah, it's definitely huge. That was one of my first time getting reps my freshman year. Cam Porter was one of the first plays of the game, started making his mark and showing us what he was going to be. But I was like a fifth-string linebacker, so that was huge for me. Just getting an extra month to spend with the guys on the team and these coaches is going to be awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.